Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough. We're going to begin laying down and take a blanket or roll up a towel, and nice narrow support goes across your mat. And you're going to lay your shoulder blade onto that blanket and pay attention to how you set that up. So if you take your arms straight out from your shoulders, your arms aren't on the blanket, they're above or lining up with the edge of that blanket, and your arms are on the floor, shoulders are on the floor, and your back of the head is on the floor. If your neck feels uncomfortable, like you're having to reach back too far for the floor, put a pillow under your head as well. We're just going to relax the weight of the body here and have your legs hip width and parallel, feet hip width parallel. Take some deep breaths. Relaxing your shoulders. I do really love this posture. It helps us to connect to our heart and lung spine. But we're going to add a little bit of strengthening work now. Bring your hands so your fingertips touch your temple, and we're going to exhale and lift the head and shoulders up. And as you inhale, lay yourself back down, rest your head and relax your neck. So exhaling and lifting, and inhaling and laying back down. And just make sure you do really relax your neck and the base of the skull when you lay back down. Exhaling and laying back down. So you could imagine if your support was higher, then this work would be harder, and that might be something to try at another time. We'll just get the hang of this now. As you exhale, and then we lay back. Okay, we're going to now lift your head a tiny bit off the floor and bend your upper body sideways. So to the left, and then to the right, and then to the left. If you need to hold the back of your head so that you support your neck more, do that. So each way, and we're getting that nice massage around the shoulder blades where they're on the blanket. That's enough. Come back to center and relax. Relax your head back to the floor. Relax your neck. Good. We're going to do one more movement with the support there. So either fingers on the temples or holding a little bit the back of your head, lifting up your head. And this time we're going to rotate the upper body from side to side. So leaning all the way to look right and leaning all the way to look left. Good. Beautiful. Come back to resting your head on the floor, resting your arms on the floor, and just making space for your shoulders to be comfortable, for your back to relax. Good. Now, we're going to move our body just one vertebra towards your feet. So it's not very far, but we'll do the same sequence so that the support is just a little bit higher along your spine. So if you took your arms out now, they're probably going to be lying on the blanket. Okay, hands at either temples or holding a little bit the back of your head. We're going to lift up, exhaling, Lift as high as you can, and then inhale back to the floor. And then as you exhale, lifting up and inhaling back to the floor. And one more. Lovely. Lift your head just a tiny bit off the floor and bend your upper back from side to side. So the right elbow goes towards the right foot, left elbow goes towards the left foot, and we do 3 cycles. Lovely. And really relax your head and your shoulders in between sequences. So relax your shoulders. Okay, and we'll make this the last one we do here. So either fingers on the temples or hands holding a little bit the back of the head. Lift the head just shy of the floor. Open your elbows a little. And this time we're going to rotate the upper back. So that means you point both your elbows over to the left. Point both your elbows in your chest over to the right. Over to the left. Over to the right. And over to the left. And over to the right. Beautiful. Lay yourself back down. Take your arms out from your shoulders. Just put them where it feels comfortable for your shoulders. You might need to bring them in closer to your body. And relaxing your back. Lovely. And then we're going to roll carefully off that equipment over to the right side. Nice work. Laying back down. We're going to do cactus arms, but bring your elbows in a little bit closer to the sides of your body so you're not quite straight out from the shoulders. Just give yourself a little more room to move in your shoulders. Okay. Keep your right back of the hand near to the floor, facing the floor, but bring your left palm down to the floor. So the arms are doing, one's up, one's down. That's it. Okay, now we're going to relax the back. Legs are parallel, hip width. And very slowly, you're going to change the arms so that the left back of the hand comes up to meet the floor and the right palm meets the floor. We've got a fist with the hand. So curl your fingers in. Go slowly because I want you to try and feel what's happening in your shoulder joints as you rotate. And go as far as you can, but try and keep your shoulder blades drawing together. Good. And you could even lift your sacrum off the floor, slide on the skin between your shoulder blades, your head away from your feet. So you've really got your shoulder blades near your back waist, and then rest your weight back to the floor. Good. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. And again, go slowly. Feel what happens in the shoulders if there's resistance that you meet, and really have compassion for this hard-working part of your body. We want to imagine space at the front of the shoulders and keep going from side to side. Take it slow. Keep the back relaxed. Good. Nice here on the floor. The floor can hold the shoulder blades in place for you. But add a little oomph with your shoulder and arm muscles when you get to the last part of the position. See if you can get your hands closer to the floor. Good. And then we're going to release. And you're going to release your shoulders. So even hunch them up to your ears and take your arms overhead. So that movement of hunching the shoulders up to the ears makes a little bit more space in the front of the shoulders when your arms are overhead. To see how that spaciousness feels in your shoulder joint. Lovely. And then we're going to release the arms gently, and a little bit of work for the lower core now. Bring the legs straight up and lower them towards the floor. And we're going to hold and hover and press your lower back into the floor. Nice deep breath now. And lowering down. And lowering down. And one more, lowering down. And then all the way down. And keep your shoulders even lifting up towards your ears. So you've got lots of space for the arm bones to move overhead. And we're going to lay ourselves out really nice and long and stretch as much as you can. Straighten your arms as much as you can. Good. And then we'll bring the arms and legs in and roll gently to your right side. And come into forward Virasana. So we've warmed up nicely in our upper bodies. To bring the arms forward. So you might encounter resistance now in your lower back, which we haven't really stretched. So notice what's going on. But feel that lovely ease in your shoulders and your upper back and your armpits. And really bring the fingers forward, bring the chest towards the floor. Good. And then we're going to use that ease in the shoulders in downward facing dog pose. So hands shoulder width distance, spread your fingers out wide, press your fingerprints. Tuck your toes under, knees off the floor. And we'll keep the shoulders nice and wide here. Lift the hips high. We'll keep the legs bent. Hips lifting high means the spine gets to hang down, and the higher the hips go, the more gravity is affecting the spine lengthening. So lift nice and high and let the spine just flow and lengthen. And we'll try to make as much space for the shoulders as you can. So keep the shoulders feeling wide. Even try hunching your shoulders to your ears and see if that feels a little better in your shoulders, and you might be able to bring your chest closer to the floor. And then take the shoulders wide and let your head relax. Good. And then we'll take child's pose. So that's a little bit of a different approach, a different sequence of how we use the shoulders in downward facing dog pose. So we'll do that a couple more times so you get the hang of it. Child's pose. Back of the neck, relax. Back body, relax. finding your breath. We're going to kneel up for a moment, and if kneeling doesn't work, just take a comfortable seating position, or you could even stand up. I'll turn so you can see, take your arms straight up. Good. And if you try to take your arms back to the line of your body, do you get that feeling that the front of the shoulders are a bit squashed? Maybe there's even pain there to try and take your arms back. So hunch your shoulders up to your ears and see if the arms will go back. Oh, it's like magic. All right, and then we're just going to relax the arms down. Okay. So this is specifically for thinking about the front of the shoulders. If you get that feeling of something being crushed or aggravated when you take your arms up, it might not happen for everyone. We're going to take the arms up, and if you try to straighten without lifting your shoulders up, just notice if you get any discomfort, and then see if you hunch your shoulders up and take the arms back, if it's easier to get the movement and no discomfort. Ooh, that's what happens for me. And then we'll just release that. Good. We're going to do one more of those. So take your arms up, check out what's happening for you. If you try to take your arms back, does it feel hard to do in the front of the shoulders because it's aggravating or it's even painful? So make space, lift up the shoulders. We normally do an opposite cue there of drawing the shoulder blades down, but let's lift them up and make space, and then see if you can take your arms back. And then you can draw the shoulder blades down. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in downward facing dog pose. Let's do it one more time here. So we're going to lift up the arms. We're going to check out how the shoulders feel. Then we're going to lift the shoulders. Then we're going to see if we can take the arms back further. And then we're going to make more space from the ears to the shoulders. Okay, beautiful. Let's try that in downward facing dog pose. So find your position and have your legs bent. We're just working on shoulders now. So we've got the hips high. That's important to get gravity to aid lengthening the spine. All right, feel what your shoulders are doing. Hunch your shoulders up towards your ears and just see if that feels better. It doesn't necessarily feel better for everyone, so pay attention to how your shoulders feel here. See if you can bring your chest closer to the floor. And then take the shoulders wide. Make space between your ears and your shoulders. Nice. It's a subtle difference. Let's press one heel down and then the other. Starting to stretch the back of the legs. Good. And let's stretch both heels down now and lift kneecaps, quadriceps, sit bones. Lovely. We're going to lift both heels, tip them to the right, and just lifting up onto your left fingertip. Good. And if you can lift that hand all the way off the floor, just reach it out, reach it up, reach your torso up. Good. And then back down. And then lift the hips high, tip both your hips to the left down onto the floor, and lift up onto your right fingertips. Beautiful. If you've got your balance, just take that arm up higher, reach it out from your shoulder. Could tip it up towards the ceiling. Ooh, and then back to center. Making space for your shoulders, feeling comfortable there. Good, pressing your heels. And then we're going to walk the feet forward. Take your little steps. Ooh, nice. When you run out of room, come up. And we've been doing these enough to know that sometimes you can walk closer to the front of the mat with ease, and sometimes you sort of stop before you even get halfway. So let's address that hamstring tightness now. Feeling tall in your Tadasana and shoulders relaxed. Spacious even. Okay, so when we take our arms up for Urdhva Hastasana, let's try that movement. So take them out the front and lift them up as far as they go without any discomfort whatsoever in your shoulders. And that's going to be a different position for each body. Now to go further, try lifting your shoulders up and take them back. Just see if that's an easier movement for you. And then you can try for your space. So you can draw your shoulder blades down. All right. And then we're going to take them out to the side and come into Uttanasana. So if you feel any discomfort when you take your arms out to the side with your shoulder blades down, start to think about loosening up a little around the shoulder joint, making space for yourself when you move. All right, Uttanasana. Let's see, hands might be on your legs rather than the floor, because I want you to try and find that your spine is supple rather than feeling rigid. Let's try and make a little wave of the spine. So forward, and then chest down towards the floor, chin to the chest, lift the spine. It's mostly the upper back that's going to be moving here. Good. So have your hands high enough on your legs so that you've got movement all the way along your spine. There's an opposite movement. So trying that now. So you might notice that it's your upper back that has more mobility, but let's see if we can get the lower back and the pelvis working in this wave as well as you start to warm up. All right, finish off with the pelvis reaching as far forward as you can, and then put your hands where it makes sense, closer to the feet or onto the floor. And we're going to try and straighten both of the legs and lifting the kneecaps. Ah, beautiful. Keep the back of the neck nice and long and the shoulders spacious. All right, we're going to tuck the toes in towards center. You'll notice the stretch happens more in the outside fibers of the muscles in the back of the legs. And then turn the toes out. So the toes are further out than the heels, and stretching the pelvis forward again. And you'll notice the stretch starts to head around more towards the inside. So you only turn your feet as far as is doable for you. Good. And then feet parallel. And you can feel that's a more even stretch, but it's good to do those edges as well. All right, we're going to bend the knees and roll ourselves up. And as you take your arms up, just think about that new way for the shoulders of make space for your arm bone to move in that gap between the scapula and the rib cage, the bone at the top of your shoulder and the back of the shoulder. So making space in the shoulders. Tadasana. It works for me. I hope it's starting to make sense for you. Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Beautiful. And then we're going to walk the feet back to downward facing dog pose. Taking your little step, giving yourself some movement in your feet, pressing the back of the heels down. Walk the feet back further than you normally would. Good. And then we'll bring the shoulders forward so we're in a plank position. And we're going to try and make a nice straight line through the legs and the hips and the torso. And if you're really struggling here, put your knees down onto the floor. Good. And we're going to tip the hips from side to side. Beautiful. Lift your hips, take them back towards your feet, bend your legs, and give your shoulders the stretch that they need and keep them spacious. So you don't want to trap any of those tendons, where the muscles attach and they go through bones, and it's easy to pinch them. So let's make space. And then walk your feet into where you normally practice your downward facing dog pose. And see if you can get your heels closer to the floor. So whole body stretching now. Press your fingerprints. Good. And then we'll walk forward. And then rolling off. And so remembering now, as you move your arms up, really try to keep that feeling of spaciousness. And especially if you have pain in the front of the shoulders, keep space there. So lift the shoulders up if you need to. Good. And then we'll take Tadasana. All right. So feeling nice and relaxed in the shoulders now. We're going to practice the movement that we would do for Garudasana. No, Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Let's take the arms straight out from the shoulders. And we're going to take the right arm up and the left arm down. And again, just make space for your shoulders. So even dance them around a little bit. Keep some space. If the arms need to be a little bit bent, that's fine. And then we're going to reach the hands behind as though we could take hold of the hands. Good. And then we're going to release, and we're going to go really slowly from side to side. And as you move, make space for your shoulders. So that the movement feels freer. You might not be able to reach your hands on either side or one side. The dominant arm tends to not be able to reach if it's underneath. Feeling shoulders and keeping that idea of space. We'll let go of the rigidity of trying to do it perfectly and really just enjoying finding spaciousness and ease of movement. Beautiful. We're going to do one more on each side. The Gomukhasana arms. Lovely. And then at the front of the mat, relaxing your shoulders. And then we're going to take the arms behind and bind them. Now that might be just holding your wrists, or you might be able to hold further along your forearms or even your upper arm. Some people can even do prayer position. And again, make space for yourself. Notice if it feels better to lift the shoulders a little or draw the elbows down. Okay, and we're going to lean forward, so like an Uttanasana. Okay, let's let the stretch be in the back of the leg, but not the lower back. So tipping the pelvis forward. Good. And then we're going to sway from side to side. Feeling the bones of your spine pressing towards the front of your feet. And when you get to center, I'm going to bend both the legs and see if you can step your left foot back from this bent position. If not, just lift up a little bit. We're going to be in our Parsvottanasana. And straighten your front leg. Let's do that sequence we've been working on where you bend your front leg, lift the back heel up and be right up on the tiptoes. We're now really taking some weight in the legs. Press the left heel back down, straighten the front leg. Keep reaching the pelvis forward. Good, keep going. Bending the front leg, lifting up onto the left tiptoes, pressing the back heel, straightening the front leg. One more. Keep reaching the pelvis forward. You don't want to strain in your lower back. Good. When you lift up, step your left foot forward and see if you can balance on your right foot without putting the left foot down. Good. And then find where that left foot is going to land, hip width parallel, and release. And release your shoulders. Lovely. Turn your palms out. Okay, we're going to stand in our Tadasana, and you're going to bring your arms in by your side and press your knuckles down towards the floor. Make a fist. So not really Tadasana, but squeeze your fingers in. Make a fist. Press the knuckles down. All right, we're going to bring the shoulder blades down and together. And then we're going to turn the forearms out and then the upper arms out. And this is where you need to put the muscular effort into the upper arms turning out. Beautiful. Turn your forearms in. Turn your hands, your wrists all the way. And then internally rotate your upper arms. And that's where you want to put the muscular effort in. Really turning them. Good. And then turn your wrists out, your palms out, forearms out, and then the upper arms, and really turn them. Shoulder blades stay down. And then turn your fists in. Good. Lower your forearms, and then your upper arms. Really put the effort in. Beautiful. And then release your arms. Just relax your shoulders. Find that you're not compensating by crushing your lower back. So tip the tailbone forward. Lift the front of the thighs. I should have said that before. It's so easy to forget. So finding your Tadasana now. You can turn the upper arms out and palms in. Shoulder blades down. Great. And then we're going to take the arms behind again and bind them. And opposite forearm on top this time. So take the best arm bind for you. Might be just holding your wrist, or you might be able to just get your fingers touching. Okay, and we're going to take our forward bend. Feet are hip width and parallel. Bring the bones of the spine forward. Make space for your shoulders. So sometimes you might feel a stretch there, but make space. So be prepared to relax where the shoulders sit in relation to the ears. Good. And then torso from side to side. Ooh. Beautiful. Now we're going to try and step the right foot back from where we are, but you might need to bend your knees and lift it up a little bit to do that, so that we're in our Parsvottanasana. Bring the pelvis forward, so that lower back, where the lower back attaches to the pelvis, we don't want that making a hill shape. Try to make a valley shape there. Straightening your leg. Good. And then we're going to do our sequence of bending the front leg. Notice how that releases that lower back. So bring the lower back forward. Good. And we lift up onto the right tiptoes so the heel comes off the floor. And then press the right heel back to the floor. Straighten the front leg. Bend the front leg. Right heel lifts up off the floor. Right up onto tiptoes. Good. Straightening the front leg. Pressing the back heels. Beautiful. One more. Bend the front leg up onto the right tiptoes and then press the heel back. Beautiful. Now we're going to lift up and we're going to step forward, but we're going to do that without touching the right foot to the floor. You can release your arms. Taking a moment to really be balanced, to find the lift and length of your spine, and then Tadasana. Beautiful. Oh, I'm taking a long time because I'm introducing new material. All right, we're going to lay down. And just lay your shoulders beside you, however it feels good for your shoulder blades to be, so that your shoulders feel spacious. Ah, yes. All right. We're going to take them up a little bit higher towards the line of the shoulders. They don't have to go all the way there. See how they're feeling this morning. All right. And then we're going to bring the inside edges of the feet together and the knees together and your legs to bend. Lift the hips, swing them right, and we'll take the knee to the left. Ah. And letting your body find this lengthening on the right side. Appreciating that by connecting your mind and your body, you can give yourself more space. You can find your most easeful movement. You can find what creates tension. Appreciate that tension. You can also find relief and release and a relaxed way of being in your body when you need to. We're going to bring the awareness to the core body, so you lift your legs with lots of lovely muscular support. Back to center. We're going to lift the hips and take them to the left, and the knees are going to go to the right, and turning to look over your left arm. And again, finding your space and your ease and your relaxed pose in your body. Bringing your focus to your core support. So you lift your legs, no problem for your back. Coming into the center and hugging your knees into a little bit from side to side. And then rolling to your right side and coming up to sitting. And bringing your hands in front of your heart. Take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.